This piece is going to be inspired by an idea from Mom, where we're going to take so I have to do a cup overlay on this. I need to make a yellow cup that then I will make a yellow or a white bubble to stick inside the cup and then pick that up. So it'll have yellow over the white core, and then I'll build it out a little bit so that I can pick up some color that's in the color box. And it's set up so that I need to make a 2-inch cylinder. I've already measured it with my pie divider. A 2-inch cylinder to pick up the piece that's in there and just roll it up perfectly so that it matches at the top. So I need to get my pie divider out. So here I used these ends to decide how wide that piece was. When I roll it up, it's going to come along like this. And then here is the actual size of the diameter then of matching this circumference. So it's just a real neat tool for doing that. So when I make my cylinder, I can just use this point here to figure out if I'm at the right diameter for my cylinder. So the first thing to do is to make the cup. For that I can use a small pipe. And I'll pick up the color, and then I'll get a little bit of clear just so that the cup has enough glass to be substantial so that I can put the white core bubble inside of it. And this is just going to be a collar. So I'm going to let this blow out. That was easy. Got some jagged edges on it, so I have to smooth those down, get it heated up, make it nice and flat for the color pickup. And I've got a optic mold sitting in the annealer, and that's what I'll put the cup into. And when I'm ready to actually pick it up, I'll just take the optic mold out, put it on the floor, and pick up the cup with the white core. So the whole idea of that is just to add a little bit more contrast to the yellow with the white underneath it. Really make that yellow pop. Like my little color bar pickup deal. Great thing about having a welder, I just needed that thing one day, and a little bit of angle iron, stuck it all together in probably less than an hour. Now I got to remember, this yellow is tough. It likes to really thermal shock. I'm keeping my heat up. I didn't turn it down because this piece may get fairly big. Not real big. I don't have enough glass in the tank actually to make it very big, but still I just kind of keep it up there. Maybe one of the last pieces I do anyway. Just because I did run out of glass. But Millhouse is a little sick and just went back for something, and he was having a hard time. He's kind of sick to his stomach. Feels like it's a little tight. So a doctor's appointment for tomorrow, or next week, I mean. Like a good on. Having that glory hole hot like that sure does make this easier. I've sat in front of glory holes for a long time waiting for color bar to heat up. It is no fun. Stayed away from it for so long because I was renting time, and you sit there and take 15 minutes just to get your color bar heated up, you know, that can be like 1/16 of the time you got to work, and man, that's just too much. Still pretty hot, so this will come out quick. Yeah, there it goes. Looks good and even though. Good and even. So the colors in there are really, really pretty. It's blue and purple and green. So with that yellow underneath, very springtime, very colorful. And the shape I want to do is just a flower vase because I think it's going to be perfect for flowers. That just means a relatively tall cylinder, maybe more tapered than a cylinder, up to the top. Just completely open, not going to worry about fancy cone shapes or anything like that. Hopefully I can keep it straight. That's going to be the challenge because all that color on the outside is going to want to melt differently, and if you do a cylinder and it's not straight, it just kind of looks pretty amateur. It's not really a shape that I like very much because it just looks like everything off the shelf in the grocery store. So you got to do something special with the color. This is all I'm going to do, just what kind of results. It's almost like 2 gathers. It's probably more like 1.5 because the first bit is so small. I'll just shape it up nice here, blow it out, turn it around, open it up a little bit. Sort of like I just did that twisted tumbler here. That yellow's hot stuff. There it goes. Long working time. Sometimes when I do these cups, I don't want them to go all the way to the top of the next bubble, but in this case I wanted to cover it completely. It might be kind of neat if you had a little white hanging out at the top, but for this I'm just going to keep it simple, I think. And Compared to those other jacks, these just feel like I'm going to break them. They're the same company, but these are so small. I've got another pair down there. Maybe a little bit more in between, I'm not sure. I think they are actually. It might be worth getting those out. I've got two pairs down there. Tools, tools, tools. Just trying to get it a little bit more cylinder-like. Don't have to be perfect at all, because it doesn't even have to sit flat. It's going to go inside the optic mold, so not even sure what I'm doing right now. Let's see, I want to widen it out. The longer I make it, the more difficult it's going to be to pick up, so I got to keep that in mind. You get that yellow bit stuck to the wall on this before it makes it all the way to the bottom, and you really got a problem. So you want that bottom nice and wide, plenty of room to get down there. This doesn't have to be any bit fancy at all. The only other thing you have that could be an issue there is trapping air, because you just make this so much bigger than the other one. So just try to do the best I can with it. Sure is dense color. That orange color it is right now is nothing like what it looks like when it's done. This is canary yellow by Gaffer. I got off somehow. A little off kilter. Good thing I'm not just making a cup here. This would end up in the recycle bin. More yellow color left on the end of that pipe now. Now let's see how long I've been going at this now. 14 minutes. It's going to be a long piece. Big old flower vase. Pretty easy to get into. Stop there. Don't have to worry about the bottom cracking or any crap like that. Be aggressive for once. Probably just grab it by the lip, stick it in here. Fit good. Should be pretty easy to take out of there. The trick is going to be just going straight down into it. Kind of wish I had a step up over here. Let's see if I can find something real quick other than my step up there, but maybe I'll just pull that over here. I'm not using it anyway. So point this out like this, grab it, set it down in front of here, climb up and pick it up. So for this now, I'm going to go a little bigger. Making sure I got a big punty over there. Really don't have a lot of glass here, so this is going to be pretty iffy. Maybe I don't need it though. Maybe, you know, I can keep it simple and not have to get a big gather over anything, you know, just this for the white. There it goes. Whoops. That just shot right out of there too. Clear glass. Easier to pick up when it's soft. Pipe doesn't feel real straight. I checked them before. Actually, I checked the punties. I didn't check the pipes. Doesn't feel that bad. A little wobble. It's not great for making a straight-sided thing, but oh well. One really cool thing for making something that you know is going to be straight is a V box. Just some OSB, shape it like a V, and put newspaper, wet newspaper in it, and then you can just approach it with your piece, set it in that V block, turn it. Boy, does it get it nice and straight. That's something for me to build here before too long. This is going to be hand straightened. Have to put that in the description. No V-box was used. What? Here comes the white. Two little pieces in there so far. Now, white is very cold color. It's going to expand less than anything. It'll take a while to get this hot. Feels pretty good in here. Got the pretty frigid temperatures outside, but it's pretty nice. Even then I got the fan going. thing you'll notice with the videos is that I have to split it up into parts, especially on a piece that's this big. I'm lucky that it keeps recording, but it has to stop when it gets to about, I don't know, 3.5 gigabytes. And that's because of the way the file structure is on these little flash memory drives that they use. They're using FAT32 for some reason, or maybe in a FAT32 next generation thing, that because I think FAT32 was always less than 2 gigabytes, and now these are a little bit bigger than that. This is a 64 gigabyte card that I have in there, and it's supposed to have an even different structure that allows it to be a little bit bigger file size, so we'll see. They make a free software piece that allows you to clip things together and splice things out if you want to. So it's certainly a possibility. But it's not bad to just kind of keep things separate. I'm going to go ahead and make sure my color here is equally warmed up. At that very end. That's going fast. Wow. Very hot. So yep, pick up some more clear, and then I'll shape this thing out to be able to pick that piece up, and then we'll be well on our way. I'm going to have to shape that in a little bit. I'll have to try to go from the tip down to really force out any air bubbles that might want to come into it. It also helps to just get a good expansion on that first blow. Kind of got alligator arms because I'm having to reach way down in the bottom of the tank to get the glass. Surprised I have any hair left on my arms after that. That thing's just wanting to blow out seriously. Very fast. Bozeman Daily Chronicle. Ooh, I don't want it to get too big now. Rather expand it inside that other piece than out here, so probably went a little bit too far on that. Try to shape it down with the paper here. Make a nice point on the end so I can easily reach the bottom. That'll work. I wouldn't mind this being a little thinner, but you don't want it too thin. Actually, maybe Just a little more. It's always tricky. You just don't know. Just marver this thing out a little bit. Rather it be too long and thin enough to fit than, well, that's looking better. And be too wide and get caught halfway going down. Okay, so setting it up here, it'll stretch a little bit too, just a little bit. And I'll get it out of there. Still looks real orange.